do as Mitchell looks for an answer.
Ooh, pure, nothing but net.
Garland to the basket, stole the inbound pass. He lays it in.
Basketball down there.
Very high percentage shot for him from that spot. Merrill for three. Tristan Thompson on the floor. Diaz for three. That's short. Hard rebound. Ricochets out to Merrill for three again.
For the We Like Sportz Show, tune in and see the latest the crew has to say regarding the latest sports topics nationally and locally. Make sure to check out our website as well, WeLikeSportsPC.com. Subscribe on all platforms, including podcast platforms, YouTube, TikTok, and much more. And be sure to follow us on X at We Like Sportz PC.
Started with Anderson and Ramirez.
He said, let's go, right? Yeah, I'm sure he wants the game to start, but they won't let it. And rightfully so.
And welcome to the We Like Sportz Show. I'm your host, Ed in Columbus, with my guy, Keith Allen. Keith, how's it going today?
What's going on, birthday boy? How you doing?
Yes. It is my 44th birthday today, and I want to say thank you to everybody that's been giving me birthday shout-outs. I much appreciated as I begin another journey around the sun. And
No doubt.
Yep, looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to the show. Got a big show today as we talk March Madness. We're going to talk a little opening day, but I want to do this. This is something, as I've gotten older, sometimes in life I tell the kids there's just responsibilities that you got to get out of the way. So we'll pay the bills first, get that out of the way, and then we'll move along with the show. But Keith, you want an energy drink that you can mix at home that doesn't give you the jitters or make you crash? If so, then try Dubby. Their products have no calories, no sugar, no maltodextrin, no fillers, and no artificial colors. W has such great flavors such as Dragonade, Galaxy Grenade, Beach and Peach, and Dub Sludge. So head on over to w.gg, use the coupon code WeLikeSportz to get 10% off your order. Also, you want to make sure to check out Uncle Joe the Black Boogie with his Snooze You Lose podcast, because he's got his Sunday Snooze You Lose pick of the week. He's been hot lately, hot. So you want to check that out. And also, like I always say, we pat ourselves on the back over at WeLikeSportsPC.com. Great articles on the website every day. Huge articles. We're becoming more nationally known as we get writers from different places in America with different fan bases. So the growth of We Like Sportz PC is huge. And I implore the audience out there to go check it out for different perspectives on different teams. So always a good thing. And check us out on YouTube as well. Once we get up to 500 subscribers, they're telling me we got such a huge budget that might be something in it.
Really?
Might be in it something special for that 500 subscribers. So you want to check that out. Also, too, while we're doing this, it's that time of the year, my bookie. So experience the thrill of March Madness. If you're still in the hunt for a sports book to call home, bet the nonstop action of March Madness with my bookie. Enter bracket contests for a chance to take home prizes of up to $25,000, or pick from a huge selection of straight bets, props, and odd boosts. Whatever your style, my bookie makes it easy to play your way and get paid. Sign up now and take advantage of our generous welcome offer to score a massive first deposit bonus of up to $1,000. All you need to do is claim promo code SPORTS, that's sports with a Z. But the fun doesn't stop there. Get up-to-minute odds, free bets, and expert predictions to help you decide who to put your money on. The best part about my bookie, you can bet on anything, anytime, from anywhere. Use promo code SPORTS with a Z to secure your limited time welcome bonus today. Yes. All right. So bills are paid. I want your initial thoughts coming into this week's show. What's the first thing on your mind, Keith Allen?
Actually, there's a few things. Actually, you got the Shine Otani controversy.
Ooh. Yes.
With the interpreter or whatever that was allegedly placing bets in Ohtani's name.
What the implications there may be one that happens to be talked about in Breakhead News. Just a teaser right there. But I'm seeing that. I'm seeing some things about Ohtani now. Major League Baseball now, that's their golden child. They can't have that, Keith, can they?
Hey, nothing surprises me in this era of sports, especially since the sports are in itself got themselves to blame, because now they done legalize gambling, and now they enforce people to gamble on every sport now.
Yeah, they really do, and they push it really hard with this legal gambling and everything. But shout out to Tino. He says, "What's up, guys?" Shout out, guy.
What's up with you, Tino? How you doing?
And speaking of another guy, let's bring him on. The madman himself, Peyton Vince. What's up,
Tino?
Peyton Vince, welcome to the We Like Sportz Show.
Welcome. What's going on, guys?
Nothing much.
I am hyper. I ended up taking my Dubby pre-workout before.
No jitters, though. No jitters.
No jitters. Just a lot of excitement and a lot of power. I'm looking like the final boss, if you ask me. Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Yeah, and if we're into that, we'll talk a little WWE later on in the show. But
wait, hold on. Did you say WWE?
Oh, I might have. I'm getting old at 44, so some of my words may. But maybe is that intentional? I don't know.
Now.
Yeah, maybe it is. But so Keith was iterating on the Shohei Ohtani. What's the first thing that comes to your mind for this week's show? Or I don't even say that. What is the first thing on your sports gourd right now that's got you encapsulated in the world of sports?
I mean, Guardians Thursday, Shane Bieber. I love it. Baseball season is finally here. Ed is pitching on Twitter. I can't believe it. It's just a bit outside, if you ask me. But regardless, he's not the opening day starter. Shane Bieber is. He's not even in the Guardians rotation.
But Peyton, will I finish as a Guardian as opposed to Shane Bieber this year? We'll get into that later when we talk a little predictions as well.
Time will tell.
Time will tell. But, we got a jam-packed show. You know what? But Keith talked about it, and when Keith says something, it kind of just makes me feel like, you know what? We have to get there. We have to get there, and I'm ready to get there. This is Ed in Columbus with your We Like Sportz Breaking News. The Cleveland Browns were granted NFL international marketing rights in the country of Nigeria. Global game, global pain. Sorry, Nigeria. The spring game on April 13th for Ohio State football will air on Fox. The Buckeyes are so huge that they get to play with themselves on national television while everyone else has to go to OnlyFans. And finally, Shohei Ohtani had a 12-minute press conference in which he said that he never gambled on sports. Pete Rose, upon hearing it, has a new defense strategy, which includes hiring an interpreter and learning to speak Japanese. Rose's first words were Muzai. That's not guilty. And this is Ed in Columbus with your We Like Sportz Breaking News.
Wait, I'm
learning Japanese. I'm learning Japanese today. And Pete Rose, and I'll say this too. Somebody sent me this because look behind the curtain a little bit. When I write my Breakhead News, I kind of run it past people because I want to put on a good show, good production. And I ran it by somebody at work today. Shout out Jamie, and he sent me this TikTok after I got done writing what I wrote. And it was Pete Rose on TikTok stating the same thing, that he wishes that he had an interpreter when he was facing these gambling allegations, basically saying it's a cop-out, Shohei Ohtani, and that Pete Rose, I think he kind of is buying into maybe Shohei knows a little bit more than what he's not saying in English.
I mean, it's definitely an intriguing situation at the end of the day. Here I go again. CJ's not here.
End of the day. What is this end of the day?
Rumor has it CJ's not here because, like the Buckeyes, he is actually playing with himself right now on national television. I don't know what channel if you want to tune in. I could give you his OnlyFans. DM me at Peyton Vince, I guess. Why do I know that detail? He DMs me it. I don't understand why. He wants to promote it. But regardless, going back to Shohei Ohtani, I mean, it's a lot of questionable things. Like, is Pete Rose, is he a Hall of Famer now? Does he belong in there? I mean, Shohei Ohtani, immediately at first I was going to say, well, my argument is the fact that Shohei Ohtani, he's the Babe Ruth of our generation, right? But Pete Rose is the hit king. So, I mean, it's almost like they're equals at the end of the day, and not equals in the same capacity just because Shohei Ohtani is a completely different phenomenon. But it makes you wonder, if they're on the same level, why does Shohei Ohtani get a pass right now, even if it is through the interpreter that's lying through him? I mean, the interpreter, a lot of people believe he took the fall. It's intriguing. It's really intriguing. That's the issue, because, I mean, a lot of people joked about it on Twitter, but what if there is actually Shohei saying one thing and these interpreters are saying another? Because they said on Twitter, the biggest joke that I saw, I guess, national breakout news, was the fact that what if they ended up saying, without the interpreter, Shohei Ohtani just started speaking Spanish? Nobody knows.
Senor. About this. What do you think? What are your thoughts?
I will say first of all, Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yes.
Matter of fact, I think for my birthday, I'm either going to get me the Cincinnati Reds Pete Rose jersey, number 14, or a George Foster jersey.
Oh, I like that George Foster. I really do.
Oh, man. But this where it all gets vague and stuff. You remember when Michael Vick got caught up? And it was mainly, and it was mainly his people doing stuff.
Yes. No.
Same thing going on here with Shinhei.
Yeah, I think you're kind of right, because in Vic's situation, it was his property, it was his people, but he wasn't actually participating. And to Shohei, that's his interpreter. That's his, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of, I know what you're going with, Keith, and you're not wrong there, because, you know, it's you got to be responsible for the people that you keep as well.
That is true.
So
that is definitely
I'm glad
true.
you brought up that Michael Vick situation, because a lot of similarities when it comes to the culpability.
Whole lot of similarities. Yes.
So, but that's baseball's golden child right now, and I don't think baseball wants these accusations to go any further, if you know what I mean. So,
just imagine. I wonder what kind of punishment they're going to hand out.
Well, I think they're probably going to say it was the interpreter, and they'll probably just say that. I know where this is going to go.
If that happens, if I'm Pete Rose, I'm filing a lawsuit against MLB. That's the case.
Well, and another thing too, I think that what Major League Baseball is about, Pete Rose, when he, was getting caught, he was, the manager of the Reds. He was at the end of his, obviously he was done playing, and Shohei right now is in the prime. So with these things,
in the prime. Yes. Yeah. Pete Rose was just managing.
Yeah.
So he should be in the Hall of Fame anyway, because his actions had as a player had nothing to do with what he was doing as a manager.
Thank you, Keith. Thank you.
He should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Baseball, get your head out your ass. Get your head out your ass, baseball. Put that guy in the Hall of Fame, because this is what's going to happen if baseball sticks on a hard line. Something's going to happen where, unfortunately, Pete Rose may leave us, and then they're going to want to do it.
I know, and I hate when that happens. Right. Yeah.
And that's bullshit. He the all-time hits leader. That's Charlie Hustle.
Right. You got to celebrate the game. And if you want to put an asterisk and say that he betted on baseball, that's fine. It's just like the steroid era. If you want to say that these people participated in an era where there was alleged allegations of steroids, that's fine. But they still deserve a place in the Hall of Fame, because I believe the Hall of Fame is a storytelling place as well. It's an achievement place.
The thing that kills me is they condemn the steroid era, but the steroid era brought that sport back.
It would have been dead without it.
Extinct.
Yep, the 94 strike killed it, and the steroids brought it back in 98 with McGuire and Sosa.
Yes, McGuire, Sosa. And I mean, there's plenty of players from that era that should be in the Hall of Fame. McGuire should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
Sosa should be in the Hall of Fame. Bonds should be in the Hall of Fame. Roger Clemens should be in the Hall of Fame. Our own Manny Ramirez should be in the Hall of Fame. If Albert Bell would have got to play a few more years,
his hip injury
kind of got him too soon.
Kenny Lofton deserves the Hall of Fame. I don't care what anybody says. Put his numbers up against
Hall
anybody.
of Fame.
But the thing is, though, is off of Keith's point up until you mentioned Kenny Lofton, that goes to the whole entire argument that I've said for weeks that CJ always ends up complaining about that, whatever that is. But usually that's CJ
That's
muttering.
pretty accurate how you said that. It sounded like CJ was actually here when you did that.
I had it as a ringtone. That's why. That's the main reason why. Okay. But anyways, the steroid wing. If you don't have them in the MLB Hall of Fame in Cooperstown, you have so many different wings, different categories in baseball. Give a wing to the steroid era because that was such a big baseball thing. Give it to A-Rod, give it to Roger Clemens, give it to Bonds, give it to McGuire, give it to Palmeiro, give it to all those guys, give it to Roy Oswald. I don't know if he was back there, but another old timer. You ended up having Manny Ramirez, all these guys that were caught juicing. If it wasn't for the steroid era, it's almost as if baseball would have more than likely died. And that's just being realistic because people wanted to see the long ball. Now in the era that we're in now, a lot of people like pitching duels. You like having the 0-0 one hitter. You don't, but like, remember when the perfect game was so special and now it's such a common thing? Like, let me look it up really quick. But the perfect game in baseball for the longest time was such a unusual situation.
Yes, it was.
Now it's just common. It's not common, but it's almost typical because, all right, I'm looking on Wikipedia, not a reliable source, but let's just go off of it. Over the 154 years of Major League Baseball history, over 238,500 games played, there's only been 24 official perfect games, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Let's look at it since, all right, we go to 2004. Randy Johnson, 1. Let's even better, Mark Burley. Since 2009, we got 1 with Burley, 2 with Dallas Braden, 3 with Roy Halladay, 4 with Philip Humber on my birthday, 2012, April 21st. Matt Cain, 5. Felix Hernandez, 6. Domingo Germán, 7. So that's 7 out of the 24 total.
Yeah.
And the no-hitter was also something that was special too. But the no-hitter isn't even in the same classification as a perfect game. I mean, the Guardians, whether or not you want to hear it, I'm a Guardians fan. It pains me to say it, but Cliff Lee threw one against the Guardians before. It's been such a common. It's happened so much against the Guardians, the Indians within the last.
They got no hit like 3 times in the season.
What was it? Yeah.
And like that was something that was something that was special in baseball. And look at the home run record: 73 home runs by Bonds. That's not something to end up scoffing at anymore. That's never going to be touched. The closest one to do it was probably Albert Pujols, and he did it clean, allegedly. We don't have any proof, but off of that, he's done it clean.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like I said, you were right when baseball was brought back. That famous slogan, "Chicks dig the long ball." But I always say
4 no hitters in 2023.
4. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And
the last perfect game or no hitter for the Guardians /
Len Barker.
Len Barker, May 15th, 1981.
Against
I watched the game on Channel 43 on the little black and white. Yes, sir.
And the last no-hitter thrown against the Guardians was Framber Valdez, the Houston Astros, on August 1st, 2023.
Wow.
Bullshit.
Well,
the lineup we was trotting out there. I'm surprised it didn't happen more often.
Keith, listen, don't remind me, all right?
Well, let's get into okay, fine. Let's get into Guardians talk here a little bit.
Okay.
So the Guardians, they play Oakland, start the season Thursday night. Shane Bieber on the hill. What are your expectations for it won't do the whole season for April. Now the Guardians are one of those teams in the Indians that tend to not exactly get off to the fastest of starts. But this year, I think with a new manager and a team, once again, heavily relying upon pitching, do you think they have a chance to maybe get out the gate a little bit stronger this year? And if they don't, say they hover around 500 again, is that going to be detrimental to their season of possibly winning the AL Central? We'll start with you, Keith. What are your thoughts of that?
Well, starting off in April, they take on Oakland and was it Seattle on the first trip?
Yep.
They should be about break even by the time they come back home.
Okay.
April 8th, and that's against the White Sox, right?
Yes, and that's against the eclipse as well. That's eclipse day.
Sure is. Eclipse, yeah. And the White Sox are horrible.
Yes,
so they should get off to a pretty decent start.
I would agree with that.
But at the same time, we don't know what the offense is going to do.
Well, go ahead about what do you think about that?
But the pitching staff as is, you look at the rotation with Bieber, McKenzie, Logan Allen, and let's see, Tanner Bybee and Cookie Carrasco.
Yeah.
They're pretty decent. That's pretty decent. Depending on whether they trade Bieber or not before the season or during the season and whatnot. And Gavin Williams gets back eventually in the future. If they can stay healthy.
Right.
The pitching staff is cool. What I don't know about is the lineup.
Yeah.
Because we still don't know who the starting shortstop is.
Yeah, you think they would let us? Maybe they don't know yet.
I don't think they know. And
okay,
we still don't. And we still don't know who the starting center fielder is. Is it Florio, or is it Tyler Freeman, or is it somebody they just gonna pull up out of the blue? We all know it's not Miles Straw no more.
No.
And we all know what's my guy named Chase DeLauder. It's not Chase DeLauder either. Even though I think his time is coming soon. I will say this: if the Guardians are down, by the time the All-Star break comes,
he'll get a call.
You might as well bring DeLauder up. You ain't got nothing to lose.
I agree with that. My take on them is I think they're gonna once again they'll be hot and cold in series. I think unfortunately what they need to be aware of and get out of and not have this happen is they can't lose these games in Oakland like 4-3 where they're getting good quality pitching, but they'll give up 2 runs in the 8th, or once they get to Class A, I think we'll be okay. Like CJ says, bullpens are cyclical. So you know what I'm saying? So I don't know how strong the bullpen is yet until we actually see them go out there. I mean, names alone don't get it done when you need outs. You got to get the outs.
True.
So we'll see how this takes shape, but they got to win these close games, the 3-2 games, the 4-3 games. Because look, their offense, I think it's not going to be the 27 Yankees. I think we all know that. So the one-run games, the Cleveland Guardians have to win a majority of them. I think to have a successful season.
They lost a lot of them last year.
And that's the thing. They need to turn that around, reverse that, and they need to do that early on in the season. Peyton, your take on the Cleveland Guardians, what we're talking about here.
So as you guys were chatting about it too, ESPN, I mean, great source usually has the depth chart. That's unofficial. We're not going to end up finding out until probably tomorrow, Wednesday. If not, they're going to roll it out Thursday evening even, and you're going to find out then. But fun fact, as I looked up just their roster in general, we said we don't know who's playing shortstop, right? And I remember earlier on in the week, they ended up reporting that Brian Rocchio, he will be mostly taking all the reps at shortstop. So be it. I like that move a lot. If that is true, which I think it is, I could trust that. And Rocchio with Jimenez, I've heard a lot of comparisons similar to, that could be your Vizquel and Alomar back in the day. And Rocchio, ever since he's been in the system, he's been compared to Frankie Lindor. At the end of the day, he's been compared to Frankie Lindor over and over again. And notice I'm calling him specifically Frankie Lindor as well, too, as Ed has ended up posting on Twitter as well, as I've seen. You gave him a little bit of a shout out. But anyway,
right now.
Oh boy, he's just messing around. He just wants to see my smiling face.
Yeah.
But anyways, with that being said, with the Guardians, I like Rocchio a lot at shortstop. His exit velocity, from what I've seen on Twitter, off the bat is around like 100 something. Freeman, I think, is going to be your center fielder. If not Florio, I'm not mad about it. But the fun fact that I was getting to, your outfield right now, you know where Gabriel Arias is listed at position-wise on the roster as of right now?
Outfield.
Right field.
Okay, that's okay.
Remember when I told you that, Ed, a long time ago when I was looking at the original 40-man? He was listed as an outfielder.
Yeah.
And what have they been missing? And I don't like Arias whatsoever right now. I really don't. I compared him in our group chat. I was really irritated when they ended up cutting Miles Straw and designated him for assignment to AAA. And CJ actually called me up because I irritated him so much that he had to give me a phone call. I wanted to do an additional show because of March Madness and Guardians talk. But with that being said, Arias, I think the best case scenario for him, he's going to be another Rosario. He's going to be somebody that's stuck in the organization until they find somebody else. There's a lot of talent there, so I'm not worried about it too much long term. But if he could be a power hitting right fielder and show that maybe spring was a fluke, maybe CJ was right, and Jose Ramirez batting subpar, similar things happened to Arias. And maybe because the last week exactly, Arias has turned it up. So kudos to him. So, I mean, if you could have a power hitting right fielder, maybe Florial goes to right field. Maybe you end up platooning Florial and you end up having him and Brennan in right field. You end up having Laureano. I don't think he's going to be the right fielder. I think he's going to be more so center fielder. But what's to say they don't even start Stephen Kwan in center field? I mean, he is a left fielder, but do you trust him?
I suggested that last year at the end of the season.
He might be the guy for it.
Kwan in center.
I agree because I want my power hitters to be the left fielder and the right fielder. Yeah, Kenny Lofton. You know, I'm used to the old construction of your powers on the corners, your first baseman, your third baseman, your left fielder, your right fielder, and then you got your shortstop and your second baseman and your center fielder. Those are your speed guys. Those are guys get on base, set the table a little bit, do that on the that's what I'm saying. So that's what the Guardians kind of have to get back to, and I would like to see them. And I think Kwan in center field long term. I think I'd like that. That way, you develop. Maybe Chase DeLauder some days plays right field, and then you got a left fielder. Do something like that. Get back to that, and then we'll see where it goes. But for now, I think he's in left. And like I said, I think you're right about Laureano in center if they want to get more pop.
I'm just waiting for the Chase DeLauder era to start. That'll be around the All-Star break.
You and a lot of other people, Keith.
I think you'd be closer than the All-Star break. I'd say maybe June. Maybe late May or June. Yeah. If he ends up tearing it up like he did. The thing that irritates me with DeLauder is the fact that he was similar to what Kyle Manzardo was. Manzardo was the same exact thing, that he was going to end up not making the team because he was just an extra body for camp. I wish we would have known that ahead of time because we wouldn't have gotten excited for his action, his performance, because you would have known off rip that, well, guess what? He ain't going to make the team, so don't get your hopes up. Don't get excited over it. This is just a flash in the pan right now. And, I mean, if we're being realistic, hate to say it, again, CJ, I hate to even admit the fact that he was right, but on that phone call when I was ranting and raving about Arias, he said, what is the majority of what Chase DeLauder hit? All his home runs, fastballs against AA and AAA hitters. And that's what sucks. It's the truth. It's the hard truth. But it's the truth at the end of the day. And the thing that I want to end up hitting on too is because this upcoming Friday on 1450/93.5 WLEC out in Sandusky, we're going to be having our show. It's going to be bold prediction season for the Guardians. And I'm going to end up unleashing all of mine. Troy and I both will. But I want to end up establishing with you guys here today on the We Like Sportz Show, on X, on YouTube, on Facebook. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to like. Make sure to end up subscribing on all podcast platforms, iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, whatever you might listen to. Also give us a 5-star review. We like stars. We have 3 of them right here. Why not give us 5? Because there's 5 total. There's Peyton, there's Ed, there's Keith, there's Casey, there's CJ. Give us 5 stars. We love stars. But regardless, bold prediction for you guys. I'll go first for the Guardians. You're going to hear more on Friday, like I said, but my bold prediction, it kind of goes hand in hand. Josh Naylor wins MVP this year if healthy, and he also gets extended this season.
I like that.
Okay. Pretty good.
I got
prediction.
3 more all total so far. I'm coming up as the week goes on, but there's going to be more. Tune in Friday, 1450/93.5 FM WLEC. But We Like Sportz Show today. This is what we got. That's my bold prediction.
Get the app too, by the way. I got the app, and if you want to check out Peyton and all that, over there.
That's
But my bold prediction is they're going to be, talking about the steroid era in baseball. They're going to say, "Hey, Stephen Kwan, you've been hitting the juice," because I think he's going to hit 12 to 15 home runs this year. Whoa, power surge in Cleveland. That's what we need. I was originally going to just say 10, but you know what? I want to give it a little bit more juice to the story. But yeah, 12 to 15 home runs for Stephen Kwan, and that's really going to help the Guardians this year offensively. That's my bold prediction, sure to go wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
My bold prediction is Jimenez will have a 20-30 season. 20-30 season, 20 home runs, 30 stolen bases plus. And he will be an all-star again.
Well, I mean, at this point, for being realistic with the baseball rules, this is what's changed. If you block the base path, you're safe. So 30 stolen bases might not be out of the ordinary whatsoever.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
You do that. Let's just be real here. So you got Kwan hitting 12 to 15 home runs. Jimenez, 20, 30 right there. This Guardians team, if obviously this goes to, and what Peyton's saying too, this has with Naylor being so okay. So let me run this back, okay? Because I'm trying to process this here. We got Naylor winning MVP or in the race. Okay. We got Stephen Kwan hitting home runs. And we got Jimenez returning back to form and then some. Wow, how potent would this Guardians team be with the offense that we're talking about and with the pitching? That might lead to another bold prediction when we talk about standings, but that might win you the AL Central though if that all happens.
We might be drinking the Kool-Aid. At least 2/3 of us are drinking the Kool-Aid. One of them's a Yankees fan, so he's just.
Yeah, but I think Yankee fan wouldn't mind to see the Guardians again in the playoffs because not like New York doesn't always beat Cleveland. But I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
Hey, you know what? They took them to 5 games and they almost lost.
Yeah.
But almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, unfortunately.
Unfortunately,
Actually, I want the Guardians to do well, for being honest, because do you remember what it was like before Francona? When you had the Manny Acta days?
Don't say that.
And the Eric Wedge days? With the Wedge and Acta days between.
Well, Wedge in 07 was good. Wedge in 07, we were 1 win away. 1 win.
One season.
Yeah, one, I know.
One season out of how many years Wedge managed here?
Too long. See, that's
6?
what happened. It got too long.
Wedge was here for a while. He was here until
Yeah.
How long? I want to know.
It's amazing that he lasted, considering that there were some lean years to Keith's point, and then they kind of got good in 05, 06, and 07. And then
I'm not ready for Guardians baseball to look like that. After Hargrove era, the bridge between Tito and Hargrove was ugly.
Because we had Charlie Manuel like in 2000, 2001 or whatever.
He only lasted like a year or so.
Yeah. And then
Then after that you had
Wedgie.
Then after that you had Acta. They really got ugly with Acta.
You realize Jose Ramirez has the best number in Cleveland. It went from Manny Acta to Jose Ramirez. He has the number 11.
Wow, well, that's quite so that number's not
the better number 11 is. Is that a great debate question, Ed? Because I think I'm going to pick Manny Acta.
Oh my! Well, here's how I look at it. I always say this about the number 11. It's not the number 11. It's just saying that you're number 1 twice.
That was my favorite number for the longest time. So I mean, I'm not conceited.
Yeah, that's right. Right? Not at all. Not at all. But I did want to jump into. So we did hit a little baseball right now, and I want to before we get into the great debate. I want Peyton, maybe you can bring it up. If not, I got it on my phone. I can talk about it. But the NCAA tournament. But before we get into the NCAA tournament, we have to talk about the We Like Sportz Show ESPN Tournament Challenge, where yours truly at this moment is in second place. So
Keith, are you in on that?
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay. You're too good for us, I guess.
No, I ain't gonna say all that. I ain't know all that.
I just want to know who is at Seth07.
I do too. I just saw that now. Let's look it up.
Yeah, let's see who we got here.
Because I don't know if the thing is what we did wrong in this whole entire bracket challenge is we should have just done first names. And also, Tristan McKenzie struck out 7 Diamondbacks today in his final start.
Okay.
He's supposed to start Monday in Seattle. This spring, 14 2/3, 13 hits given up, 5 earned runs, 3 walks, 16 strikeouts. I don't mind him as a 5 right now, but I think you'll end up seeing him eventually be probably a 2 starter again if healthy. But
Keith, I know what you want to say. You want to say closer.
I have a take on that. When they trade
Clase and then put in Sticks in the,
he's gonna be a closer.
Okay.
Because I just got a funny feeling he gonna get injured or something. I hope not. Maybe I hope I'm wrong.
Okay.
But if he gets hurt again this year and they trade Clase, he's going to be a closer.
Oh, I want to bring shout out to everybody in Baltimore. Hopefully everybody's prayers go out
to everybody
with that. Yeah, that's we make fun of Baltimore when it comes to the Ravens and the Orioles and things like that as Cleveland fans, and you stole our football team, but nothing that happened today is anything that we would wish for. So so prayers up to Baltimore and everybody, and hopefully that they get that situation handled as quickly and as graciously as possible, because like I said, but we're moving on, but thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, just like you said, I think you said it best. Thoughts and prayers out to them out in Baltimore. I mean, that has to be, I couldn't imagine anybody that's going through that right now, any family that you end up having. And even if you were on your way to work and you ended up making it out alive, which hopefully everybody did. I know obviously there's a lot of search and rescue going on right now, but if you ended up making it out alive, hug your loved ones even closer tonight, because you made it out alive after that bridge collapsed. And unfortunately, accidents happen. Sometimes you end up losing power when you end up having a cargo ship, and that's something really unfortunate at the end.
Yeah, that's at the end of the day.
I end up seeing when I woke up today.
Right. But they also say, shout out, Yankees are going to look great. Well, Keith would love to hear that, so yeah, it's got to put that up there. So,
and I guess.
After, going back to our brackets.
Seth07W on Twitter. I guess give him a follow. He doesn't even follow me personally. He follows the show account, which is weird. I just saw that. Well, I just followed him back because I think when you're in first place after 2 rounds, you earn that.
You earn that, absolutely. Because I'm in second place and I'm bragging for second. I mean, but that's a Cleveland thing, finishing second and bragging, because you're never going to win anyways.
Vegas Vince, that's Vince Quinezda. He's our editor at We Like Sportz, so he's been doing his thing. Benny Bangle, I'm not sure about. A couple friends of mine.
Okay. Where are you at?
I am in 19th place. I am Rocky Top. I am taking Tennessee to the end. Whoever took Morehead State, bracketology buffoons, you ain't lying.
Okay.
Because you had them in the finals and winning, and they got eliminated in day 1.
I see that. Yeah, is CJ involved in this at all, or did he?
CJ, I don't think so. Casey was, but he didn't fill out his bracket in time because he's not prompt as you.
Well, he's in. Yeah, he's got the 0, the goose egg at the bottom there. So yeah.
But I mean, the general teams that I'm seeing though, a lot of Houston. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people taking Houston. Purdue has 1, 2, 3, 4 teams. So 13 out of the 22 of us in there.
Wow. Well, shout out to everybody that's been playing in the We Like Sportz Tournament Challenge on guided by ESPN. So yeah, that's been fun. I got like I said, got my sheet of integrity right here because I filled out one of these first, and then I went ahead and filled it out. So just a little recap of what I got going on. I do got UConn winning it all. In my Final Four is obviously UConn, North Carolina, Kentucky's gone, so that hurts right there, and Tennessee. So that's what I got going on.
Okay.
Let's see, my Final Four. I got this one's a little rough. I got Tennessee over Nebraska. What happened to Nebraska? They lost.
They played like their football team and lost.
UConn over Michigan State University. What happened to Michigan State University? They lost.
They played like their football team.
But the championship game could save me. UConn and Tennessee, and I got Rocky Top.
All right. Well, I love that. I love when picks are a little bit different because let's be real, Tennessee's having a good year, and why not? I always say people are like, "Why'd you pick Tennessee?" or "Why'd you pick Houston?" or "Why'd you know what?" You know what I'm saying? Because who knows?
True. I love the song "Rocky Top" as we talked about last week. And by the way, one more thing about the bracket challenge.
Yeah.
Last week, seen on our TikTok too. Make sure you follow us at We Like Sportz Show on TikTok. Our very own CJ. I'll do you one better even. I'm gonna end up rolling back the clip from last week of how he picks out his brackets, and the fact that this man was so spot on. I wish we would understand and have him here today, because make it make sense. Make it make sense that he ended up having this happen. Am I gonna be able to pull it up? Hold on. Ed, talk.
Yeah. Well, the reason I wanted to have a happy birthday is because if CJ was here, that couldn't have happened. So, what I'm saying? So that's why he's not here today. So he's on assignment somewhere doing, baseball things, I believe. So
yeah, high school, they have nice weather now. It's 40 degrees in Cleveland.
Yeah, that's good that's good. But so while you're looking that up and everything, I wanted to get some ground rules about the great debate. Now, there was some rumors that I may participate today, and I think maybe I should participate. It's my birthday, and I love to hear myself talk. I love me some me. It's my birthday, so I think maybe we'll have Keith be the moderator today when it comes down to it. But I can still give you the topics, Keith, and you can pick which side that we're going to take, because that's only fair. You came in this green, you didn't know that it was going to go down this way, so unless you have something. But I think and we'll wait for Peyton to let me know when you're, because I want to get into the segment. It's so cute.
You
got a minute and a half to respond to that. And
I don't even know what the question was.
How do you pick your brackets? Your logic in picking your brackets?
There is no logic. That's
3,
the best
2, 1,
logic. There is no logic. That's the best logic, right? Like Peyton just nodded off. I picked the teams that sound funny, right? I've never heard of Oral Roberts, but I picked them because they sounded cool, right? I picked teams with cool mascots or ones that I think are cool, right? Who's got a Jackrabbit mascot outside of San Diego State, right? I don't know. So I picked them, right? That's what I do. There's no logic in it.
San Diego State's the Aztecs, I think.
No, South Dakota State. San Diego State. Wait, what did I say?
You said
San Diego State.
No, yeah, I'm not picking the Aztecs. They don't sound cool. All right, it's about picking cool mascots. It's about finding gimmicks and riding them. Right? There's no structure, right? You got to pick 12 over 5. 12's better than 5. It's higher, but it's better than 5, right? 99% hit rates, right? These are what you got to do. You got to take risks, right? The Dickinson one, I did pick that because it had Dick in it, right? You know your bracket's gonna get busted, so why not?
Why not bust it with Dickinson?
Yeah. Right. You're prepared for that, right? And also just pick, who's got white guys on it that might be good heels, right? You always pick against Duke eventually. They're gonna let you down, right?
What about
you pick against Gonzaga? Gonzaga's gonna let you down, right? These are the things you gotta do. History repeats itself. Funny names, cool mascots, and picking against these good schools with white guys.
What about
you pick nerdy teams, right? Yale's winning. Yale's beating whoever they're playing.
The fact that he said Yale's winning, make it make sense. How did he call that? He's not Nostradamus.
Well, I think that sometimes when you confuse yourself and you throw in so many elements into your argument, that it just rolls up. It's like, it just worked. There's no rhyme or reason. And then it's just kind of like you take all the ingredients and it came out. The cake tasted good. I don't know why, it tasted good. He's no Betty Crocker, but it tasted good.
I wish we would have seen his bracket if he actually cared enough to fill one out. But at the end of the day, he is a slacker. But that will anything else you guys want to talk about with the NCAA tournament before we get into the great debate? Because it's Oakland and Jack Golke. Loved it. Loved every second of it. Loved everything that they did. I know Keith was ecstatic. I know it wasn't CSU, Cleveland State University, but it was Oakland. It was a team from the Horizon League.
Yes.
The Horizon League. And Jack Cole shoots up threes, 8 2-pointers all season long. And I mean, the charisma that he carried behind him too. He said, I know that they have draft picks on this team, talking about Kentucky. I know that I'm not going to the NBA. But we had the confidence that we could hang in there every single given night with somebody like that. And that's the way that winners have to carry themselves too. And that Oakland against, I believe it was NC State, they could have gone on to the Sweet 16, which would have been the first time since the 1980s, 1990s early for the first time for a Horizon League team. And you know how crazy that would have been? And the game went into overtime. There's a lot of good overtime matchups. And I want to say his name's DJ Burns from NC State. DJ Burns Jr. Fun fact, I found this on Instagram. You know he has a side hustle of owning a vending machine?
Yeah. I seen that. Yeah, I seen that on Instagram.
What a genius. And I can't even call him a kid because he's in college. I'm not that much older. I kind of want to, but I mean, 27 compared to what? I'm talking 23. Okay, I'm not really – I can't call him a kid, but I mean, he is a tank, and I hope that NC State makes it to the Final Four at this point because if my bracket is going to bust, I want every underdog to win. I would have taken Oakland to end up going to the Final Four. That's what March Madness is about.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. Keith, you got anything about March Madness before we get into the great debate? Any story you want to tell? You know, I love that, Peyton. That was good stuff.
Well, I'll go to the women's side.
Okay. Don't talk about the Buckeyes either because that hurts.
Unfortunately for the Ohio State ladies, the season has come to an end. Sorry, Ed. Sorry. But think about this. The Ohio State Buckeye ladies haven't been quite right ever since that Iowa game. If you really think about it. But the usual suspects are moving right along in the tournament. You got Iowa moving on to the Sweet 16, USC, Sweet 16, UCLA in the Sweet 16, Stanford in the Sweet 16, UConn, LSU, South Carolina.
That's some good
more
teams.
For a guy to love.
Oh, yeah.
There's more for a guy to love.
Haley Van Lith, I believe the LSU girl that ended up playing, really unique situation too, because with their game, she started the second half off the bench too. Did you guys see that at all?
Yes, I did see that. Yep. So they're changing stuff up down there and getting wins still. So
Kim Mulkey trying to get that second straight.
Maybe maybe Mobley and the Cavs should do that.
Hey now.
Hey now.
All right. Well, on that note, we're going to start the greatest, hottest segment that's taken over 2024.
In 2024 and beyond, don't forget to tune in to
So we're going to have the great debate. Oh, yeah.
the We Like Sportz Show presents to you the Great Debate.
I can do this.
Yes. So
I'm the moderator.
Yes, you are the moderator. And do you have something? Because I don't want to take away from that.
Yes, I do.
I'm gonna let Keith take. It's my birthday. I'm gonna let Keith do this. We're gonna have two great debate statements and questions that we're gonna go into. Okay, so Keith, what's the first one?
All right, on the great debate, we have Jose Ramirez of the Cleveland Guardians. Now, we're gonna have one person give me an argument on whether have the Guardians wasted Jose's prime years. And another person will argue that they haven't. Who wants to go first? And who wants to go with waste or not?
I want to go with birthday. I want to go with not waste, and I'll go first.
Go first, birthday boy.
Okay. The Cleveland Guardians have not wasted the 7-year contract extension for one Jose Ramirez, and here's why. They arrived ahead of schedule when they won the division in 2022, winning 92 games. This team was kind of, should I say, staggering in the mediocrity range. And then they got a shot in the arm. And Jose said, yes, Cleveland, I will take that hometown discount. I will give you 7 years. And then the Dolans, they're thinking to themselves, well, we don't really want to spend a lot of money. So this works out great because we're kind of compete and rebuild at the same time. And that's what they're doing right now. The Guardians come into this year after a disappointing season, but with this great pitching staff, but they have some hitters with Chase DeLauder. And look at Columbus right now with Noel, and they got that Jonathan Rodriguez. So there are some hitters down in the pipeline that could be coming up sooner than later. And they have trade assets with Shane Bieber and Emmanuel Clase. So, no, I don't think in the timetable that this Guardians team, when they looked at the contract of the 7 years, I think that they thought 2024, 25, 26 was that window to get really good. I think this is the first year entering that. I think we got a taste a little too early, which is a good thing in 2022. Winning the division. I think last year was the dip that we didn't want to expect and have, but I don't think it sets that timetable back when the Guardians are going to rise to ascension as a top tier contender in the American League. So I don't think it was wasted. And I'll say this, just like all sports, you can build for a window, just like even in football with the Browns, but that doesn't mean that window is going to come open. It just means you set yourself up. I think the front office has set themselves up for that run. Does it play out on the field? We got to watch, and that's why we're going to be watching the games. Go Guards.
Vince.
All righty. Here's my answer.
Oh, thank you.
Just kidding. I just wanted to give you a shout out.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Anyways, you don't win because I'm the winner at the end of the day. Do you want to know why I'm the winner? Because Jose Ramirez, they have wasted his time. They have wasted his potential. Because if you look at the stats, for one, CJ did a lot of convincing with me. And I mean, when you look at his spring training, yeah, it's spring training, but in 16 games, you're batting .229, 8 strikeouts, 11 hits, 5 home runs. Looks like he's tried to turn into the powerhouse of, even though he's, 5'9", 5'10". I might be giving him too much credit. 5'9", 190. Even though he is...
I don't even think he that.
According to Baseball Reference, that's what they have him as. But they have him as a power hitter in his book because it's a home run or a strikeout at this point. And the reason why I say he is wasted potential, 2017, 29 homers, 318 batting average, 69 strikeouts, 56 doubles. 2017 was when they had 100-plus wins as well. Frankie Lindor was on the team. Best Guardians team of all time. Probably between 2016 and 2017, the best chance for the Guardians, unfortunately, to win the World Series, and that's the most frustrating part. You look at the following year, 2018, 39 homers, 38 doubles, 80 strikeouts. Batting average drops down to 270. Big drop off. 23 homers in 2019. 17 homers in the COVID-shortened season. We go back to 2021 now. 36 homers, 32 doubles, 87 strikeouts, 266 batting average. Again, that batting average is going down. 2022, 44 doubles, 29 homers, 82 strikeouts. I keep on accidentally looking at the walks. 280 batting average. Last year, again, home run numbers going down. 73 strikeouts, 24 homers, 36 doubles, 282. 282 is his batting average. He seems like he is on the decline since the last 3 years, even though he is an all-star. Don't get me wrong. He was an all-star 2021, 2022, 2023. But looks like he's trying, even with this contract extension, putting the team on his back too much. And this is why it goes back to my bold prediction of Josh Naylor being MVP. If he's healthy, you're not wasting Jose Ramirez because you have the padding in between, especially when you end up calling up Kyle Manzardo as well. you'll have the ability to end up kind of having that leeway that you could pancake him in between, that you can't intentionally walk Jose Ramirez. He can't go for the long ball. You'll see that RBI total go up like it did in 2021, 103 RBIs, 126 in 2022. Last year, without anybody around him, 80 RBIs plus an injury. I think if we're talking right now, Jose Ramirez is on the decline. And that's the take I have to go with at the end of the day.
Keith, if I may, since it's my birthday, I want to blow his argument out the water in 30 seconds. Here's my counter rebuttal to that. You said they're wasting his years. He brought up stats. I did not use stats. I just used, my brain here with my argument. And here's the thing. He brought up stats before, the contract extension was even signed. I think the Guardians, didn't even think they were going to be able to re-sign him. So my thing is this, from the time that they re-signed him and the 7 years kicks in, I don't think they're wasting his years. So, because I don't think he was even the man. It was Frankie Lindor at the time. It was other people. And the fact that, my argument was from the time of the 7-year contract that he put his name and signed it with the ink on the paper. So, I think he brings up a lot of good points. But to my point as well, it just shows you that he's a versatile player. And I don't think they're wasting his years. And, bringing up his personal stats, I think that only helps my arguments there that he is the kind of team player. And now I think that they're putting the team around him. But I think that 2017, 2018 argument, he wasn't even the guy then. They were still worried about Frankie becoming the long-term Guardian / Indian at the time. Thank you.
There it is. Vince, I love your argument. Because I feel the same way about Jose. But I would say this. Probably should have mentioned some of the people they had around Jose since he signed that extension. Ed, I like your argument. Then with the rebuttal, you just clinched it, actually.
Thank you.
So
I felt like
birthday boy the nod this
you
time.
Peyton, you did a great job. I just felt like putting it in the
Somebody
context.
gets a birthday. They ended, but give them the X. They clinched the spot. I'm not saying Twitter. I'm saying they get the X. If it's your birthday, you freaking win. Wait until April 22nd, my birthday. I want to debate CJ. I want to debate Ed. I want to debate everybody. If you want to debate me on the We Like Sportz Show at X at We Like Sportz PC, send us a DM. I want you because I am going to win. When you have a birthday, you automatically win. That's the We Like Sportz Show way, I guess, and it's bullshit.
Now, I got a special one now.
Okay.
Even though it is Ed's birthday, this one is for my man Vince.
Oh, boy.
Okay. As we all know now, the Pittsburgh Steelers have 2 new quarterbacks, Justin Fields and Russell Wilson. And they also signed Patrick Queen. And they just signed, and they also signed Cordell Patterson with the new kickoff rules. I said, damn. But anyway,
I like it.
Anyway, to go along with Jaylen Warren and not, shit. But anyway, you two gentlemen are going to argue. One is going to argue why Russell Wilson should be the starting quarterback. And the other is going to argue why Justin Fields should be the starter. Vince, you went first.
Yep.
Pick your guy.
Oh, boy. All right. So I'm going to go with Russell Wilson should be the quarterback, at least for the 2024 season, and here's why. Russell Wilson should be the 2024 starting quarterback because throughout Justin Fields' NFL career, he was thrown into the Lions' den, or the Bears' den in this case. He has had to figure it out. No help whatsoever. Mitch Trubisky was the guy behind him. How much experience did Mitch Trubisky had? He had one good season. He's been a career backup. He signed with the Buffalo Bills. You know where he signed at? With them as a backup with the Bills. He's not starting over Josh Allen, but he finally has an opportunity with their offensive coordinator being Arthur Smith now. That's the right way to do it. Give him time to end up learning behind Russell Wilson. You have somebody that could run plays in Arthur Smith. You're going to see a lot of play action passes. You see Cordell Patterson, the signing from the day. Have him at the slot. Have him at running back. You guys have the same style quarterback between Russell Wilson and Justin Fields. For one, regardless, great problem to have. It's kind of like the Cavaliers. It's kind of like the Guardians. When you have too much in one room, great problem to have. But Russell Wilson, there's rumors of a possible extension for him. Don't go too far ahead now. Just appreciate what you have with them. Have Justin Fields learn. He's still young. Only bad thing is he's in a contract year. But you have him learn. You end up having that hometown discount on top of the fact that he is with the Steelers. He gets an opportunity in 2025 if Russell Wilson stays healthy. It's the right way to do it. You want to have somebody that's a veteran leader, because to go back to Keith's previous question, Jose Ramirez, when he was at the Guardians.
Get over it. You lost that one.
No, Ed. This does not work this way. I know it's your birthday, but you do not get to interrupt me. You are not CJ for today. I am sorry. But to go back to Jose Ramirez, you want to know why he was so good? Because the organization did something that not too many organizations did. Who was the third baseman before Jose Ramirez was there? Juan Uribe. Who took Jose Ramirez under his wing? Juan Uribe. That's what every good athlete needs at the end of the day, is a great athlete to end up learning. You need to go underneath the learning tree. You're going to be learning both from the offensive coordinator that's brand new and Arthur Smith with the Steelers, but you're going to have bouncing off ideas. You're going to see some crazy plays regardless, because they're both mobile quarterbacks. Russell Wilson, not so much because he's older, but Russell Wilson's your guy. Time.
Good argument. Ed, you're on the clock.
I just want to state this. The great debate is all about winning the debate with stylistic points. Now, I don't exactly agree with this position that I'm going to eloquently speak. But unlike Peyton, who was doing such a fine job until he threw up everywhere and started talking about the previous question about the Guardian. I don't know why you did that, but let's go here. Justin Fields should start for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And the reason why is because he is the quarterback of the future. I believe that, he has 40 touchdowns, only 30 interceptions. It's a contract year. I don't think they just brought him in because they're so afraid that Russell Wilson is going to get hurt this year. He probably will get hurt because, a lot of quarterbacks do. And Justin Fields is one of those as well that has gotten hurt many times in his playing days with the Bears. But the style of the AFC North is one where you have to have the potential to run. You look at Lamar Jackson in Baltimore. You look at Deshaun Watson in Cleveland. Now, Burrow is not going to do that, obviously. They're more set up to be with the Joe Burrow to, Jamar Chase. But other teams have figured out that you can stop that. I think the Bengals are going to have to get some different wrinkles in as well. But here's the thing with Justin Fields. He's young. They're going to have to see him play. They're going to have playing games, because how are you going to evaluate him moving forward? But I do think that Russell Wilson is a good mentor for him. I think it's great. I think Russell will start the season off, but you're going to have to get Justin Fields in there. I think the circumstances will dictate that. There'll be times where I think Russell Wilson's out a game, and you got Fields to go in there. So, but they're going to have to start him. They're going to have to play him. And I think he fits perfectly in the AFC North. Just don't get hurt. I mean, that's just like Lamar. What do we always say, Keith? When Lamar Jackson's the one that's not hurt, who's winning the division?
Baltimore.
Exactly. And you look at Justin Fields with the winning tradition of the Pittsburgh Steelers. He doesn't have to run as much as he did in Chicago. He has more of a team, and he's got the defense. So I think Justin Fields needs to start in Pittsburgh. How many games? I don't know, but enough to get an evaluation of him moving forward so they can figure out, is he the long-term starter in Pittsburgh? Because we all know this. Russell Wilson's not going to be that guy. I don't care. They may give him extensions. There's talk of it. I don't think that's what they really want to do. And I will be, sad to see Sierra in the black and gold, because she is a fine lady, and she doesn't deserve those colors. She doesn't deserve those colors. And so, Keith, I want to thank you and I thank Peyton for this time on the great debate. And I look forward to your judgments here.
All right. Good argument, by the way, Ed.
Oh, by the way, breakhead news. I think Peyton took too much Dubby in water. So, because, I'm saying so, that's why I think he's out right now during your judgment. So, hey, now's a good time to say that I want to move on. He's not here.
Wait, hold up.
No. You didn't hear. You were gone. I don't know. You were gone.
I was here this whole time.
Anyway.
Oh, I know.
What do you mean?
I think that Dubby.
I didn't have the jitters.
Did not have the jitters, but I think, yeah, well.
Good arguments, fellas. But I think I'm going to give the nod to the Steeler fan himself.
My
which
dad?
sets up your dad's a Steeler fan?
No, he's from Pittsburgh, though. He's from Pittsburgh.
I'm gonna give it to Vince.
That's fine.
Because, even though, Ed, you kind of validated Vince's point. You said, you said that that he would learn good from Russell Wilson and everything, which I agree. I agree. And plus, you can't get over 10-28 as a starter. That's
some losing tendencies, and that's what's going to be tough.
Because it's like you bring in Fields into a winning fold, and he's used to probably doing things that
that culture just doesn't happen right away.
That culture just doesn't happen overnight. So, Vince, you got this one, which leads me to the tiebreaker.
Oh boy.
Oh jeez.
The tiebreaker.
Go Cleveland State.
Breaker.
Ready for the tiebreaker. Okay, fellas. Here we go for the tiebreaker. The Cleveland Browns have two gentlemen as a coach and the GM up for extensions. Should be up for extensions, or maybe should be up for extensions. One of you are going to argue why they should receive an extension, and the other is going to argue why they shouldn't. Because actually, this season is the season of show and prove. Who wants to go first?
I want to say I go first so bad, but it's Ed's birthday, so I'm just gonna. I flipped.
Let the birthday boy go first.
I'm gonna defer. Yeah. I'm gonna let him choose who goes first.
I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna take the easy route since I've upset a lot of people on X, and I'm trying to, this will be good for the show to get some goodwill ambassador to speak here. I'm gonna go first, and I guess, do I get to pick which topic then?
Yeah, you.
I'm gonna be pro Cleveland
ambassador, and you're gonna do good for the show. You guess what just happened? I saw one viewer just drop off.
Hey, they tell my family to knock that off. Here's the deal.
They're back.
They're there. So here's the deal. So I am going to go and say that Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry do deserve an extension in Cleveland, and here is why. Since 1999, it has been so bleak for many regimes in Cleveland, and I'm not here to try to sell you, a nice piece of land and say that it's not really swampland underneath. I'm not trying to do that. But here's the deal. Kevin Stefanski.
What's the deal, Ed? Let's
at the end of the day,
baby.
Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry have established continuity. They have established a track record of winning games. And like I said, it's not even winning division titles. We have not won a division title since 1989. I'm not going to blow smoke up people's asses and like, oh, this regime has been so great. They've missed on many draft picks. They've overcompensated with free agency signings. They've done a lot of things that a lot of other coaches and GMs have done in Cleveland since 1999. The only difference is there is light at the end of the tunnel. You have a coach, Kevin Stefanski, that has won Coach of the Year twice now. You have a front office that, by all accounts, have used analytics and have brought in football people when it comes to Mike Vrabel now. I do like the hires that they're making. So this assessment of do they deserve a contract extension? I could easily argue they don't, but here's the reason why they do. The future is brighter. They have an established quarterback in Deshaun Watson. This is a make or break year, Keith. I'm not stating that it's not, but you cannot have coaches and GMs in a lame duck situation. That's just not how it operates in the NFL. So if this is their lame duck year, in which it would be if they did not get contract extensions, you cannot do that. You have to, by the way the NFL operates, give them that contract extension and let them continue the work that they have. They're coming off an 11-6 season. It's not like they've been junk. They're coming off a year which the defense looks good under second-year defensive coordinator Jim Schwartz. The pieces are in place for continued growth and success, and this is a make-or-break year, and you extend Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry because that's just how the NFL operates, and you really have no other choice if you want to continue the credibility that the Cleveland Browns are continue to establish that they had not had up until they hired Andrew Berry. Thank you for your time.
Vince.
I wasn't even listening. I was just starting to ramble and just sound like an actual politician. But anyways, Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski, you know what? I don't want to end up saying this, but I'm going to. They don't deserve an extension. You want to know why? Because you could bring in the players. You could end up bringing in the quarterback. The thing that's going to cost Andrew Berry his job is the guaranteed money that Deshaun Watson's going to end up getting. And he's going to end up shitting the bed in 2024 because he's going to have a Danny Salazar type year. He's not going to be able to throw with his shoulder. It's over with. Deshaun Watson's. I got to be careful with what I say because he
go WWE on us. Go WWE.
He might block this account. But all joking aside, Deshaun, if you're listening, this is called the Great Debate. Before you come at us on your burner account on TikTok, I have to take this side, Steelers fan or not. But it's going to end up coming back and biting the Browns in the ass. Because
you know what I'm going to say? I'm going to say something real quick. I didn't mean to interrupt you. This is some
the moderator's interrupting me even. It's an automatic win?
Keith.
This is what my son, the same stuff you saying is the same shit I hear from my son. But go ahead. Keep going.
Well, all right, we'll stop for a minute. I'm back. But Deshaun Watson's going to end up having a bum shoulder. Why do you think they have Hundley as a backup? Why do you think they have – who's that other backup they have? What script do they have again? Oh, yeah. Ed's favorite guy, eating dubs.
Yes.
2 backup quarterbacks that have been starters. Hundley's a former MVP. Why'd they bring in Hundley whenever that quarterback room's already full? It's very intriguing. And as for the fact that Kevin Stefanski, yeah, he's won Coach of the Year twice, but it comes down to the talent. The talent you could push, you could end up having that talent perform at its best. You don't control that, though. You don't make that athlete into the athlete that it is. You could coach them, you could guide them, but as CJ, he's a head coach or an assistant coach for baseball. You think CJ was a great baseball player? I'm not going to comment on that.
I don't want to answer.
I'm not going to comment on that. But not every great player is a great coach. Not every great coach is a great player. Nick Chubb, he's had career years. You think that's because of Kevin Stefanski? Or you think that's because of the drive that Nick Chubb has?
Oh, shit. Damn.
I think I could just add and end that argument right there. As you see below, scrolling, Ed, great debate. Peyton, Ed, 1-1. The results up next. Stay tuned. Now's a great time to go to commercial break, Ed.
Dubby, my bookie, Uncle Joe, Snooze You Lose podcast, We Like SportsPC.com. Hit them all. Check them out.
All right, Keith, what do you got?
All right. I like both arguments and everything, even though you went hard on my boy by the shoulder and everything. You know, you went hard on my dude. I'm kind of caught up in between both because you know what? Even though, how can I say this? Barry and them has brought little stability to the organization and whatnot, but I still got a fucked up memory of getting beat 45-14 in the playoffs. And at the end of the day, the job is to win Super Bowls. at the end of the day is to win the Super Bowl. Because if you ain't winning the Super Bowl, you ain't doing shit, actually.
He went hard on Deshaun, though. He went very hard on Deshaun.
Yeah.
You're gonna let him do that? I mean, he's a Steelers
he went
fan
hard.
doing that.
He went hard on my boy, and a lot
That's automatic
depends on
DQ
him.
right there, but whatever.
He went hard on my boy, and a lot depends on him. But I will say this: Vince sounds a lot like my son when he do the. Listen to Vince talk. It was like talking to my son on the phone all over again.
Hello, Dad. Is this you?
But I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt to the birthday boy this time. You look like Darth Vader. You look like Darth Vader down there, Vince.
He's upset. He's upset.
I'm gonna
He's going to the dark side.
Because you did say they deserve an extension. But I will say this, and it's at the narrowest of chinny chin chins and everything. Because if Deshaun bombs out this year, heads might roll because you notice Jimmy ain't officially announced an extension yet.
I heard, but according to Mary Kay Cabot, though, I heard it's imminent.
But you know how that goes.
Yeah.
You know how that goes. Jimmy can say one thing and do exact other.
He's too busy building a dome in Brook Park.
Because remember when he said the first thing he said was the first option was primarily to refurbish the old stadium. Then all of a sudden, 776 acres of land.
Yeah.
Which I told everybody that's bullshit.
We invested in that, by the way. We Like Sportz Show.
Yeah, we own an acre of that. I think right.
Hold on a second. I got the card right. Hold on.
Okay, nice. Okay.
So that's not right, but this is the card right here. This is the card that we use. We have not just an acre. We have green acres because it's the place to be.
We have the mineral rights too, I think, so we're good.
And we have the naming rights too to the stadium.
Oh, nice.
We Like Sportz Show Stadium.
Yeah.
WrestleMania 45 is going to be held there, already announced.
Nice.
So yeah, I just showed you guys my very important card. So
wow,
we're legit.
That's flexing right there. That's flexing.
Real quick though, fellas. Real quick. What are the chances that you think of the stadium in Brook Park that's going to be a reality? It's going to be a reality.
Oh, it's happening. It's happening.
About as much of a chance that the We Like Sportz Show Stadium exists for real.
No, I think both are true, could be true, but I do think that you can't have the We Like Sportz Show Stadium not be in Brook Park if Jimmy doesn't decide to go to Brook Park. I do believe that he's going to go to Brook Park. I think $1 billion. Well, they always say put lipstick on a pig, it's still a pig. They're not going to spend $1 billion to renovate that stadium.
Quote CJ, if it talks like a dog, walks like a duck, it's probably a duck.
Like I said, they ain't going to spend $1 billion to renovate that stadium. That's just playing chicken.
Yep.
Plus, Jimmy ain't going to spend $1 billion. Cleveland going to come out of half of that.
Yeah.
And why would you come out of half to rebuild that stadium when you just had rebuilds 10 years ago?
Right. Exactly. He spent $200 million just for those Tennessee-looking scoreboards.
Yeah. 10 years ago.
Rocky Top, Tennessee.
There you go. But
he can't move the team to Tennessee. That's one thing.
Move it to Baltimore, though. Ask you guys back in 1990, right?
But you know what? Which is ironically, this is what this situation kind of reminds me of. But the only difference is you got an owner with way deeper pockets than Art Modell had.
Yes.
And think about this. They done ponied up money to help out the Cavs. Again, they ponied up money to help out the Guardians. And the Browns are still left out in the fold.
Ed, listen, I know it's your birthday, but what the hell, dude?
I think we've been getting hacked. I think there's been some hackers.
Bro,
I don't know what that's at. I don't know.
I was making so much generous.
I have no idea. I don't know how that happens.
Just as much as this great debate is rigged, My goodness.
No, I think Keith is an honorable man. I think he made a fair assessment. And you know what? Birthday or not, I think I came out on top because, once again, I think you did the one cardinal sin. And what I'm finding out on X, you can't say anything bad about Deshaun Watson. Come on now. You do that, you're going to lose. You're going to lose. But
it says it right there. Ed, you admitted your fault. The great debate is rigged. It says it at the bottom.
Oh, I thought the great debate is going to have on Riggs eventually. I thought. I must have missed
it wrong.
I must have mistyped there. But now I want to say thank you. I got to head out of here pretty soon because I'm going over to my parents' house tonight for a little birthday dinner. But you know what? I want to say thank you to the We Like Sportz Show. It is an honor to host and be a part with you guys. And, you know, I look forward to it every week. And, you know, turning 44 just makes me realize that as I get older, you know, sports is about community. It's about people. Yeah, we want our sports teams to win and everything like that. But and at the end of the day, Peyton, it's about the relationships that we make and the fun that we have with the people that we've made those relationships with. So I want to thank you guys. You know, this birthday, you know, people say, oh, all the time, you know, it's your birthday. You know, why are you coming on the show? Why are you doing all this? Because this is part of my fun. This makes my birthday. And I appreciate you guys. And, you know, next week we'll be on Monday, April Fool's Day.
Ooh, Monday.
Oh, okay.
Monday.
I am the manager's coming and he's giving me the hook. So Peyton, you are the closer today. So you're gonna do your thing. Keith, as always, thank you, my guy, and I'll see you Thursday. Should see you Thursday.
Sir.
Oh.
Yes, sir. Also Thursday on All About Sports 216, we're gonna have our predictions on how the Guardians will finish in the AL Central. We ain't got to go by standings because, truthfully, the team that might win the division might still be under 500. But it would be very interesting. Yeah. Stay tuned.
Well, because it is that time once again, we're going to go to closing time. But as you mentioned, April Fool's is our next show, correct?
Yes,
sir.
There's going to be plenty, if I could help it, plenty of mischief going around.
Oh,
that's right. That's your month.
Mischief, yes.
Mischief. Taylor Swift will be on the show.
Oh, hey now. All right, well.
Hey now. Anyways, closing time. Yeah. And if you want to head on out, we're going
to like I said, closing time for me. Thank you guys. Happy birthday to me. Love me some me. God loves those that love themselves. You should love yourself. And if you do love yourself, you will tune into the We Like Sportz Show because it is the finest of all shows out there. And thank you, gentlemen, once again. Happy birthday to me. Once again,
we're some of the most handsome men in sports.
Very handsome, good looking guys.
I mean, my hairline's shitty. Who cares?
Oh, who cares? Nobody cares about that. It's the thoughts that come out. It's the thoughts that come out of that brain.
Have you seen CJ's hairline? This is not the We Like Hairline show.
No, we're not.
So We Like
Think about this. I'll be the 5'5" in the next couple months.
Keith, you're beautiful.
So you got the 4'4", the 5'5", the 2'8", CJ the 2'9", I think,
and today's the fofo. Today's the fofo. But thank you, gentlemen. I'll catch you on the other side.
All right,
Ed. Happy birthday.
Yes, sir.
Hey, come back. I said happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
All right, bye. All right, Keith. Before we go, at the end of the day, closing time. Final thoughts. What do you have? We'll give it about 2 minutes each for both of us.
Okay. I want to say shouts out to the 3 state champions out the Northeast Ohio area in high school basketball, boys. Lutheran East in Division 3. Richmond Heights in Division 4. Oh, it might be reverse.
No, Richmond Heights is Division 4, I'm pretty sure.
Division 4.
It doesn't make sense why they are.
Right. And for the first time in many years, in about 22 years, St. Ignatius got the top of the throne in Division 1. Shouts out to you guys. Job well done. Hard work always pays off.
High school basketball.
Yes, sir.
Some of the best action. Yeah, if you're listening right now at the We Like Sportz Show, whether that's Apple, Tomorrow, Spotify, if you're giving us a 5-star review, if you're giving us a great review, whether that is a subscription on YouTube as well, understand one thing. High school sports in Cleveland, not just Cleveland, but in Ohio, is top tier. You want to talk football, you want to talk basketball, you could probably talk baseball too. I graduated with somebody that played baseball in the MLB, Baltimore Orioles. His name is Zach Lowther. Shout out to him. But you end up having top-tier teams in Ohio. If you want a good school to go to and you want to end up traveling, Ohio ain't a bad place at all when it comes to your athletics. I mean, there's a lot of good talent out there. And if you want to end up having an argument one more time about good talent, I go back to the Horizon League. Keith's favorite school, Cleveland State.
CSU Vikings. Even though I'm from the run and stun era. Yes. And Oakland.
Golden Bears provided you the fact that in a Horizon League that is so misinterpreted, misjudged, misunderstood, they could hang and they could be a top team, powerhouse, Power 5 conference, essentially Kentucky in March Madness. That's what makes March Madness so fun, is all the upsets. And I think, I don't know about you, Keith, but every basketball game for the most part, for the men's, I was dialed in. And it was because of the overtimes. It was all because of the buzzer beaters. I mean, I think you had Houston against Texas A&M coming down to the wire once again. Yale lost to San Diego State, but they ended up beating Auburn to get to San Diego State.
Mm-hmm.
It's only beginning. The Sweet 16's Friday.
Yeah,
the Elite Eight is Saturday. Oh, Thursday? Okay. Well, I lied.
Now, the women, you didn't actually lie. You didn't actually lie because the women start on Friday.
See, that's what I was saying. You read my mind.
Yep. See?
But March Madness, and we got baseball coming up. The official start of the regular season happens. That's what it is. Thursday. That's why I got confused because long day and shit, whatever. But baseball season is finally here. It might not seem like it outside, whether you're in Ohio, whether you're on the East Coast. But if you're on the West Coast, you could probably believe, you better believe, that baseball season's here. And I'm excited for it. I know Keith's excited for it with Juan Soto, Aaron Judge, DJ LeMahieu, Luis Gil.
DJ LeMahieu is on the DL starting out this season.
Yeah, I know that. You're excited for it, though.
Oh, yeah.
That's his fault he got hurt, But it's looking forward, and I can't wait for this time of year because with the sports show that we have, as Ed said, we love ourselves. And there's going to be a lot more camaraderie this year. There's going to be a lot more baseball talk because basketball is already April. It's right around the end of the season. It's right around the corner. The Cavaliers, we might not be talking about them for much more longer, unfortunately.
Yeah. That's a whole nother show, Vince.
That's probably a next week problem,
Right.
At the end of the day, it's a next week problem. And it's unfortunate, but we still have baseball to talk to. We got baseball to talk about. We got CJ that loves baseball. You got Casey that loves baseball, basketball, football, whatever it may be.
Think about this. We did the show today where we actually carried the show primarily with baseball.
Yeah, that's true. And I mean, we bookended it too. We had Shohei Ohtani to start. I don't know if he had the odds on that. He might have ended up betting negative 1,000. I don't know. Allegedly, I don't know. I don't know what his bank account looks like. I know that Calvin Ridley bet before, but athletes do that from time to time. They just don't get caught.
He got well. We'll find out to stay tuned.
But yeah, I mean, honestly, with Shohei Ohtani, it's going to be interesting news. I think this is it, though. To put a bow on it, to wrap up the end of the show and how we started the beginning of the show, I don't think you hear another thing about Shohei Ohtani and the possibility of betting outside of Mookie Betts being on the same team as him. And that's the only bets you might be having.
The Pete Rose clan and stuff is going to raise holy hell.
That's very true. And then when it comes to social media, though, the Pete Rose clan, more than likely, they're not going to be on social media as often as somebody from the Shohei clan. That's the unfortunate truth.
You're right. You're right. You are definitely right. Even though I still think Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame.
I don't disagree. Steroid wing all day. We got to do it.
That's what I said. He still should be in the Hall of Fame. Manny Ramirez should be in. Clemens, Bonds, whoever the hell else came in the 90s, early 2000s.
As long as you had some kind of juice. Whether or not it was from a protein shake, whether or not it was some kind of orange juice, grape juice, peach juice, whatever juice you ended up using, you're allowed a spot in the Hall of Fame as long as you listed the We Like Sportz Show in our book.
Yes, sir.
But closing time, Keith. Any final thoughts or any final plugs before we end up going? Because we're not going to hit on the Cavaliers because there's nothing to hit them on.
Nah, nothing to hit on for the Cavs this week, and I don't want to make myself frustrated. But anyway, like I said, shouts out to those 3 high school teams. Northeast Ohio so far has represented themselves well in football and basketball. Also, the start of baseball season is coming up. Cheer your team on. Good luck to everybody in MLB. Hopefully everybody has a successful season and a safe and non-injury plagued season.
Yeah, no doubt. And before we end up going too, CJ, coming on your show sometime soon. Did you figure that out? Because I know you
I want him to
baseball.
come on Thursday. Come on Thursday.
We'll have to get on his rear about it and make sure that he has nothing going on.
Okay, cool. You coming on Thursday too, right?
What time is it at? 6 o'clock?
6 o'clock.
I'm going to try to jump on again. I know it's a little bit difficult just with the schedule. Or
what you can do for me is give me your predicted order of finish of the teams in the AL Central.
Ooh, okay. We can do this now. Honestly, I'm betting on it. Betting on it at work. We talked about it earlier on. Guardians #1 in the AL Central. They're going to be above 500. That's going to be good enough for them to end up finishing in first place as long as you're above 500. Then you got the Twins, White Sox in third, Royals and Tigers in a bit of a toss-up, but I'd take the Royals and then the Tigers because Javi Baez in spring training looked like he couldn't hit a ball with an oar.
He hasn't hit nothing since he got to Detroit.
As long as he got his money, he's happy. And the Tigers are going to be bottom dwellers once again, and that's unfortunate for any Detroit team. I think so. I think so.
I don't know.
I hope I'm wrong. Just because I want to see a competitive division.
Yeah, me, myself, like I said with the NFC. Thank you. You said
whoever this Ed_in_Columbus guy is, I can't believe him. Great show, fellas. I missed that Ed guy, however. Must be his birthday. He thinks he could rule shit.
I would not be surprised if the team that wins in the AL Central is under 500.
You know, and that'd be tough, but I could see that too.
Can you imagine? Imagine this. Last year, I predicted every team in the AFC North in football to finish over 500. Just imagine if I predict every team in the AL Central finishes under 500.
Well, then, my name might not be Shohei. My name might not be Pete Rose. But I might have to trust you and start placing some Mookie bets on it, baby.
You already know. But that's my take in the end.
But until next week, April Fool's, April 1st, Monday, we might have a guest on. We might have one of our writers. Future writers will announce more come Monday. They might be at the game against Seattle. They're going to be on the West Coast trip. So why not get, as Casey says, being down in Orlando, we're going to have somebody out west. Why not we get some boots on the ground live from Seattle, live from Oakland, see a little bit of that series. We could see it from TV, but it doesn't come across TV the same way. So stay tuned April 1st, Monday, next week, 6 o'clock start time, I'm assuming. We'll have to check in with that Ed_in_Columbus guy from YouTube if he's even still watching. I doubt it. But regardless.
Hey, don't tell her.
Ain't no telling at all. But regardless, shout out to you guys, the viewers, for watching. Make sure to subscribe on YouTube. Make sure to end up giving us a follow on Twitter at We Like Sportz PC, Facebook We Like Sportz Show, TikTok We Like Sportz Show. Me personally at Peyton Vince, give me a follow, and Keith at K_Allen569.
You remembered.
I got it right.
And also, next week when we do come on, it's April 1st, and it's the month of Mr. Vince.
Right here. That means I'm going to win the great debate every day, every single week. Call me Mr. Victorious starting in April. I love it. But, Keith, we'll see you next week. Brother,
all right.
Take care. And if CJ can't make it on, I'm going to end up yelling at him because he needs to be on and talking baseball with my man, All About Sports 216 on Thursday
Yes,
at what
sir.
time?
6 p.m.
Make sure to tune in, guys. We'll see you next week. We Like Sportz Show, and we like you as a listener, and we like you.
Peace.